People all over the country are talking right now because some Social Security and disability recipients are seeing surprise deposits hit their accounts with descriptions that look official, and the amount many people keep mentioning is around $875. If you've spotted something like that in your bank history, it can be unsettling, even if you badly need the money, because the first thought is usually, is this real, or is something about to go wrong? And if you have not received anything, you might be wondering whether you're being left out, whether you missed a deadline, or whether you need to do something fast. Take a breath. The most important thing is to separate what is confirmed from what is rumor, then verify your own situation using the safest steps. Here's what we can say with confidence in plain terms. The Social Security Administration and the United States Treasury do sometimes issue correction payments and retroactive payments. These are not bonus checks. They can happen when an appeal is approved, when a benefit amount is recalculated, when an underpayment is discovered, when a record is updated, when a representative payee change is processed, when Medicare premium withholding changes, or when a timing issue causes money that should have been paid earlier to be sent later. That means an unexpected deposit is not automatically a scam, and it is not automatically a mistake either. It is simply a signal that you should verify the source and the reason before you treat it like regular monthly income. What is making this moment feel chaotic is the way the information is spreading. Online posts often attach a single clean storyline to a messy reality, like, the agency quietly approved a nationwide correction initiative and everyone will get the same amount. That kind of claim travels fast because it feels simple and hopeful, but Social Security payments rarely work that way. When legitimate corrections happen, the amounts often differ from person to person because they depend on your exact record, your start date, your program type, your living arrangement rules for SSI, your state supplements where applicable, and the months involved. So if you are hearing everybody gets $875, treat that as a rough anecdotal number people are repeating, not a guarantee. If you received a surprise deposit, your goal is to confirm 3 things: that it truly came from the Treasury, that it is tied to the Social Security Administration, and that it belongs to you for a specific reason. Start with the safest verification method. Log into your My Social Security account through the official Social Security website and review your payment history and notices. If a correction or retroactive payment was processed, you will often see an entry that matches the timing, and you may also see a notice explaining a change in benefit amount, a back payment, or an adjustment. If you do not have an online account, you can still verify through official channels, but do not use phone numbers, links, or messages provided by strangers online. Next, look at your bank transaction details carefully, not just the short description. Banks sometimes show abbreviated text like Treasury and a code, but the extended details can include an agency identifier and sometimes a trace number. Do not post screenshots of those details publicly, because they can contain information that criminals can misuse. If you use a Direct Express card, check your transaction history inside the Direct Express system as well, because descriptions can appear slightly differently there. The key is to match what you see in your account to what you see in your Social Security payment history or notices using official access only. Now, if you have not received any deposit and you are hearing people claim these payments are rolling out, the healthiest mindset is this: you do not want to chase rumors, but you also do not want to ignore a real correction if one applies to you. The right move is to check your My Social Security account for any new notices or changes and to review your last several months of benefit amounts. If you noticed your check amount changed unexpectedly, or you had a pending decision, an appeal, a disability review outcome, a change in living situation for SSI, or a Medicare premium change, those are common triggers for adjustments that can produce a lump sum later. It is also important to understand that Social Security has different programs under one umbrella, and each one behaves differently. SSI is needs-based and sensitive to resources and living arrangement rules. SSDI is insurance-based and tied to your work record and disability status. Retirement benefits follow a different schedule and different rules for adjustments. Survivors' benefits and spousal benefits have their own complexity. Because of that, 2 people can see very different behavior even if both say, "I'm on Social Security." When you hear a neighbor say they got a deposit and you did not, it may simply be that they are on a different program, had a different type of adjustment, or had a different processing timeline. Let's talk about scams plainly, because whenever people believe money is going out, criminals immediately try to exploit that belief. The Social Security Administration will not call you and demand your Social Security number to release a payment. They will not threaten arrest over the phone. They will not ask you to pay a fee to speed up a correction. They will not tell you to buy gift cards, send cryptocurrency, or wire money to confirm your identity. They will not instruct you to move your funds to a safe account. If anyone contacts you claiming they can unlock an $875 deposit or enroll you in a secret list, that is a scam. The safest rule is simple. You initiate contact using official channels you find yourself, and you never share personal or banking information with an inbound caller, text, or email. If you verified through your My Social Security account that the deposit is legitimate, the next question becomes, should I spend it right away? For SSDI and retirement recipients, a correction or retroactive payment typically does not function like a new monthly benefit. It is usually money owed for a prior period. However, SSI recipients must be extra careful because SSI has strict resource limits. A lump sum can temporarily push your bank balance above the allowed resource threshold depending on your circumstances. In many situations, certain types of retroactive SSI payments have special handling rules, but the details matter and can vary by category. If you receive SSI and you are near the limit, consider speaking with the agency or reviewing official guidance so you do not accidentally trigger a problem next month simply because money arrived all at once. If you cannot verify the deposit in your online account, do not panic and do not assume you must immediately return it either. Sometimes the notice arrives after the money, sometimes a payment appears before a letter is generated, and sometimes your online account updates on a different timeline than your bank. The safest approach is to leave the funds untouched until you can confirm. If you need to call, use the official national number listed on the Social Security website, or contact your local office through the official locator. When you call, ask specifically whether there was a correction, underpayment, back pay, or adjustment processed on your record, and ask what period it covers. Keep notes of the date and the name or badge number of the representative if they provide it. For those still waiting and feeling anxious, focus on what you can control. Confirm your mailing address is correct. Confirm your direct deposit information is correct if you use it. If you recently changed banks, changed account numbers, moved, changed your living arrangement, changed your marital status, or had a representative payee change, those updates can cause delays or extra verification steps. Also remember that processing is not perfectly synchronized across all recipients. Agencies often work in batches, and banks post deposits at different times of day. Two people can be paid the same day on the Treasury side and see the money post a day apart on the bank side. A lot of people also worry that an unexpected deposit means an overpayment clawback is coming next, or that their monthly check will be reduced to make up for it. That can happen in some situations, but it is not the default conclusion. Corrections can be for underpayments, overpayments, or neutral adjustments. The only way to know is to verify your specific record. If the deposit is a legitimate underpayment correction, it should not automatically reduce your ongoing benefit, simply because you finally received what was due for an earlier period. On the other hand, if the deposit was issued in error, the agency can request repayment later. That is exactly why verification matters, and why leaving the funds untouched until confirmed is a smart move. If you want a clean, practical checklist to follow, here it is in plain language. First, check your bank or card transaction details, but do not share screenshots publicly. Second, log into your My Social Security account and review payment history and notices for anything new. Third, if you see a matching entry or notice, save a copy for your records and make sure your personal information on file is accurate. Fourth, if you do not see anything that explains it, contact Social Security using only official contact information and ask what the payment is and what period it covers. Fifth, watch for scam attempts, and remember that no legitimate payment requires a fee or urgent verification through a stranger. At the end of the day, the emotional truth behind all of this is simple. When you live on a fixed income, an extra several $100s is not just news. It is groceries, rent, transportation, medical copays, and the ability to breathe for a moment. That is why these stories spread so quickly and why they hit so hard. But the smartest way to protect yourself is to stay steady. Verify first, act second, And do not let anyone rush you into sharing information or making financial moves based on fear. If the money is yours, you want it safely, correctly, and without creating a new problem for next month. If it is not yours, you want to handle it properly so you are not surprised later. Keep checking your official account for updates, keep your information current, and if you do receive a letter explaining a correction after a deposit arrives, do not be alarmed. In many cases, that letter is simply the paperwork catching up to the payment. What matters most is that you confirm the deposit is legitimate, understand why it was issued, and make choices that keep your benefits secure going forward.